Yeah, you read the title correctly. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that the Switch Axe will be overpowered in Sunbreak. I know, it's a bit early to say this, but we just got one of the weapon previews for the Switch Axe in Sunbreak, and I have to say, the Switch Axe is looking mighty fine. The weapon is already crazy enough as it is, and it's incredibly fun to use as well. And now it's getting some more awesome moves, which are showcased by a Hunter wearing the stylish Astalos set, so bonus points for that. With that being said, one of the new Silkbind attacks is called Elemental Burst Counter, which compresses switch gauge into energy that can then be released into an elemental burst. And as the name indicates, this is a counter. If you perform this burst right as you're about to get hit, you'll parry the incoming attack and empower your Switch Axe, entering the amped state, all the while you execute a special finisher. It's absolutely crazy to see this in action. It's something that I always wanted from the Switch Axe, some sort of parry that maybe you would activate by switching forms at the right time. But this looks like it will be insanely powerful. I imagine we'll need to use 2 wire bugs to perform this because, if not, I may as well remove Evade Window from my sets and possibly even Evade Extender as well, seeing as the newly introduced mechanic, Switch Skill Swap, can be used as a movement option and doesn't require wire bugs to be used. Speaking of which, the video then shows the Hunter Switch Skill Swapping, god that's so difficult to say, to replace Switch Charger, which uses a wire bug to launch you forward while quickly regenerating your switch gauge, with the aforementioned Elemental Burst Counter. So if you combine both the Switch Charger and the Switch Skill Swap, you'll have crazy mobility without having to rely on any evasion skills. They also show the new 2-stage morph slash combo, which you can combo from a wide sweep, and it goes from axe into sword mode and then back into axe mode. And apparently the damage is increased based on the damage you deal during wild swing, so this may be the perfect thing to do when you knock down a monster for some extra damage output. And lastly, we see an insane combo using a regular finishing discharge into a compressed finishing discharge, once again thanks to the use of Switch Skill Swap. I mean, it doesn't even matter if you play Switch Axe or not, you have to admit that this looks impressive and badass. It's flashy and extra in all the good ways. And the Switch Skill Swap mechanic is just perfect for the Switch Axe. After all, it's one of the morphing weapons in Monster Hunter, and it's the one where you swap between your different forms the most. And the combo I just mentioned is a good example of just how insanely powerful Switch Skill Swapping is going to be on the Switch Axe, especially considering that whenever you swap your forms, you do get the possibility of using that as an evade or a movement option. So again, you might be able to forego of Evade Extender and Evade Window, which are skills that are pretty much mandatory or at least recommended to be used for the Switch Axe right now. And if you don't have to use those skills, of course you can then compensate with other skills, such as Attack Boost, Critical Eye, Critical Boost, you know the deal. I just feel like this is the perfect addition to the Switch Axe's arsenal. Of course, we also got the other moveset showcases for the Sword and Shield, which I've already addressed on my main channel with the Oils video, which was a blast to make, to be honest, and I'm very much excited for that. But I don't think there is a lot to see there for the Sword and Shield specifically. I feel like the attacks are going to help it do more elemental damage and whatnot, but it's nothing too flashy or anything. But the Heavy Bowgun, which was showcased today as well. I'm no Heavy Bowgun player, to be fair, but it looks absolutely insane. It feels like Heavy Bowgun is going to be more broken than ever. Maybe not, because the AI of the monster is going to be more aggressive in Sunbreak, and you don't have access to Rocksteady Mantle or even the Temporal Mantle from Monster Hunter World, so it's not like you're going to be able to be stationary for a very long amount of time. But I know it, you know it, everybody knows it. Heavy bowgun mains are going to find a way to make this insanely broken, and honestly I'm here for it, because from what we've seen from Sunbreak, our hunters are going to be insanely powerful, maybe even overpowered, so me saying that the switch axe is going to be overpowered, maybe that will apply to most weapons, if not all of them. But here's the thing, if all weapons are overpowered, then the game is balanced and it can be a fun game for everyone. I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time, so let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. As always, thank you all so much for watching, my name is Dark Hero, and happy hunting!